He seemed very calm, and we had no reason to suspect that he could have done anything, because he never even began to lose his temper or anything like that. He was always calm and cool, especially when we were talking about this.
He was polite, but very soft-spoken. He was a man of few words. You really had to say something to him to get a response.
Ted Bundy had lived here at the Oaks rooming house just shortly after he came to Tallahassee, apparently the first week in January. He used the name Chris Hagan and said he was a graduate student from Ann Arbor, Michigan. When Bundy left here last week, he was 6 weeks behind in his rent. He'd left the day after a Tallahassee paper published a psychological profile of the Chi Omega killer, a profile that matches Bundy in some ways. The car he was driving was stolen from a block near the rooming house. Frances Massey lived across the hall from Bundy and knew him as Chris. She said she was one of his few friends. What kind of person was he?
A quiet type person. Aloof and friendly.
You talk to him?
Yes, sometimes.
Did you ever feel any fears being around him?
No, not fear.
When you talked to him, what would you talk about?
Everyday stuff. How he's doing today and things like that. It's kind of hard to generalize a character in a living situation like that.
You got out to dinner with him one time?
And we went out to dinner once. That's kind of...
Knowing what you know now, does that frighten you to put that much trust in a person?
Well, under the circumstances that we went out to dinner, it was pretty casual, and we trusted each other enough to go out to dinner. Just as friends do go.
Bundy's $90 a month room has been searched and fingerprinted. Officers found a stolen TV, whatever else, they are not saying. Ted Bundy followed one of his strongest habits, keeping in shape. He jogged through the Greek Hill neighborhood. He told Frances he was an accounting student, but the other rooming house residents who knew him never saw him on campus. Ted Bundy lived just 2 blocks from this campus. Ever since the sorority house attacks, there's been a general air of uneasiness at Florida State University. But as one law enforcement officer said, now that we have a firm suspect, maybe things will get back to normal. Pete Webb, News